still eating that?
I'm eating that apricot. But I'm done. I'm ready.
When the school's open.
Let's go like that.
Should I push this back a little bit?
Sit down real quick and let's see. I'm pretty good. What's up, Sound Minds?
Let me push it back just a little bit. It's okay. It's for my knee.
Stretch it
Stretch
out.
my knee out, yeah. I'm gonna sign in on you real quick.
Auditing the USA went downtown. What's up, Walt? Yes, it's good to record. Hi. How can you tell? What's going on? What's up?
What's up, y'all?
Who's this guy? This guy broke into my house and started resisting.
I'm signing that real quick on your page.
Hanging out, burning. Hello from St. Louis, Missouri.
St. Louis, what's going on?
You watching UFC? No, we're not watching UFC. Yo, Rights, what's up, man? Who's fighting the UFC tonight? I didn't even know about that. Vet Tech, greetings. Hello from Minneapolis. The Resistance wants to be out in Minneapolis.
Definitely do. How many we got in there?
25. What's up from Vancouver? What's going on? Can I look at this one real quick?
Yeah.
It looks like LED lights, plant lights to help grow plants in low light situations. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Doug Hurley of the famous Canadian heroes. No, of the famous Canadian hoser Bob and Doug McKenzie hurled into the space helmet after embedding too many. What?
What's up, bro? Was this up for you? Did you want to read the comments?
Yeah. Oh, you got two phones. The Resistance got two phones. So who's seen the Resistance live stream? Oh. Oh, dude, I turned it off already.
I got you.
What's up, big man? Says Brett Shine.
Here you go. What's going on, y'all?
So tell us your weirdest audit, please.
Shine, what's up, bro? Weirdest audit? Who's that from? Who's that question for?
That's for you, bro.
My weirdest audit. All right.
You got a lot of weird ones.
Yeah. It's recent. I was in Chester, Pennsylvania. I was at a police station trying to obtain a police report. And, due to COVID-19 season, all the police stations are, the lobbies are shut down. So most of them say, ring the bell and, they'll come with assistance or whatever. So he came down and as soon as he came to the door, I said, hey, how you doing? What's your name and badge? And as soon as he seen me with a camera in my hand, he looked down and noticed my hand in my pocket. So, I got big hands. So he told me to take my hands out of my pocket. So as soon as he said that, my anxiety level went up. You know what I'm saying? I started thinking for him. Because when you're doing this, you can't just think for yourself. You got to think of this other individual who could be unstable mentally. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, moving forward with the video, he asked me to remove my hand out my pocket, and I told him no. I said, if you fear for your safety, I'll give you the consent, to pat me down. He said, no, I don't fear for my safety. I don't need to pat you down. I'm just going to take your hand out of your pocket. I said, okay. And he walked up to me and he took my hand out my pocket. And, like, the education on it is...
Are you saying he walked up to you, he grabbed a hold of your wrist and pulled your hand out of your pocket?
He pulled my hand out of my pocket. And I would have rather him do that than for me to take my own hand out my pocket, because I'm looking at myself. If I was a cop and if I'm looking for a reason to do any kind of corruption or tyranny, I'm going to find any little thing that I could do to withdraw my pistol from my holster. So I noticed this man, he has big hands, and I can use the excuse that there was a bulge in his pocket, and it could have been anything that could have been coming out of that pocket along with his hand. So I was happy he did it, because that's real life stuff right there. That video was real life. My anxiety level was actually high. You know what I'm saying? If you look at the video, you'll actually hear me exhale.
Like relief?
Yeah, because it's like, wow. It's either you really that scared or you really trying to find a reason.
Well, it sounds like he was really threatening you. Because he said he wasn't scared, right?
Yeah, well, his reaction was, I said, if you fear for your safety, I can give you the consent to, to pat me down. So he kind of like shook that off. He's like, nah, I don't need to pat you down. I'm just going to take your hand out your pocket. So, that's the education. I wanted, people who really got the eye for what I offer in the videos, because, I know a lot of people don't like my approach. And, well, that's on them. I don't like the police approach. I don't like how they approach us. So my saying is I investigate them like they investigate us. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah, you say it all the time.
Yeah, and I mean it. Like, it's real. Like, I'm not committing a crime, so why not? So,
So how many people we got now? 34 people in here. What's up, ex-bootlicker? Okay, right. See you later.
Right, what's up, bro? Holla at you.
Yeah, right. I need to get down to Florida. I've been wanting to get down. We had to cancel a vacation because of coronavirus.
Right, and Corona messing everything up.
So let me tell this story real quick, and then maybe you could pick it up. Yesterday, we're driving around, and we're driving the Resistance back downtown from uptown, and we stop at a park, and we're kind of just chilling there for a minute, just checking out the area, and we see like this really, progressive group of people dancing around and having a great time in a circle, like a big circle, like, I don't know, like, was it 15 people?
Yeah, about 10, 15 people.
Yeah, and so we're just talking about random things that people might film, and I just mentioned, you could film that, and so he walks over there and he films it, and from my perspective, it looks like a total pass. Like, I'm like, well, those people are super tolerant of you filming them like that. Right? Is that right?
That's right. And, well, my approach to it wasn't even, a lot of my videos don't even really have to do with an audit. It's just seeing everything, showing y'all everything that I can see. I like to film regular people within that setting that you just described in the park like that, enjoying themselves. And it was just to show how they were enjoying themselves, what they were doing in the park, especially at the time of what's going on, in Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Right.
So, yeah, it was a good video, and I approached it just on the tip, whereas though, hey, look what they're doing when people are grieving in Minneapolis.
And so, what did you say was the title of the video? We're getting back in the car. We're about to drive downtown, and he's telling me the concept for the video of all these progressive hipsters like dancing around in a field, all happy.
So I was going to title it. Oh man, you gotta help me, man.
I can't remember. I don't want to get it wrong.
All right, give me a second. I was going to title the video.
No sign, or something like that.
Sorry, y'all. All right, I'm gonna get it in a second. There's no effect of George Floyd's passing here in Seattle. Something to that effect.
Something like that, yeah.
But it was better. It was a little better than that. It was, it was titled like there was no effect of George Floyd's passing here in Seattle, and it just showed that people in the park dancing and playing around and everything. And I do suggestive titling because everybody sees things different. Everybody don't see what I say, and I don't see nothing wrong with titling something suggestive because you're not going to look at it the same way I look at it. You might point something out. Hey, look at this right here. Wow. Now I'm thinking of it on a different aspect.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's for y'all to decipher and get what y'all see out of it.
Well, that's actually what happened to me. Because I was watching you film this pass. And then when you told me the title, I was like, what? Like, I didn't really expect you to come up with that concept for the title, you know what I'm saying? I thought it would be like something else.
Right.
Like, for me, I would have made a joke out of it, but you made it into something serious.
I try to make everything relevant to what's going on at the present time. And, right now, not only is the country in a so-called fear, but they also going through the situation with George Floyd in Minneapolis, Minnesota. And as you can see, over 20 cities, 20 or a little bit more?
Yeah, many.
Have, rioted and protested. So, whatever I do is relevant to the time. Even during this COVID-19 season, when things are limited to record at this time, I, went out there and shot videos of what was going on in the hood, out there on the streets, especially when it first fell back in March and everybody was wearing masks, looking all crazy. Everybody don't get out to see what's going on the streets. You got people from out of this country that like to see what's going on here in the U.S. of A. So, whatever I record, I try to make it relevant to what's going on. So I couldn't go on no government, federal, state buildings, so I went out on the streets. And cops are always out there,
So we leave this park after he just filmed this video, and he's in the back seat. He's titling the video, and he tells me the title, and we're driving down the street, and then I see two state troopers with their lights on in the city. So I think that's real odd. So I decide we're gonna follow. So we follow a little bit, and we're coming down this hill, and as we're kind of just like we don't even see anything. We just are stopped at a light pretty much, and as we're stopped at the light, we see this huge group of people walking up the hill. And, he's been like, let's get out. I want to do this. He's watching other people's live streams, and he wants to get to Minneapolis.
Right. So, to cut you off real quick, we're right here, and, as y'all know, I'm on tour, as much as I could be on tour. So, I had the opportunity to come out here in Washington. So, fast forward to last night, we're here, and I'm watching my... Shout outs to KTL, Keeping Them Liable. If y'all don't know about Keeping Them Liable, shout out to subscribe to his channel. But I'm sitting over here and I'm fidgeting because I'm like, wow, I'm on tour, but I should be where the action is. And up until last night, I gave Washington a pass. You know, so I'm fidgeting in my seat, and I'm like, look, man, I gotta go to a police station or something. I gotta do something. Like, it seems like the message hasn't came here yet. So as we were approaching that street, and we seen all this commotion going on, it was like just like you said, destiny. It was destiny for me to be there because I couldn't get to Minneapolis, not right then and there, which I'm still making it happen. I couldn't get to Minneapolis at the time. It was going down in Boston, and it was going down in Philly. And
Yeah.
I'm here in Seattle.
And they were
I'm
calling
like,
you from
wow.
Boston saying, come on.
Right, and I'm here in Seattle. I'm like, wow. I feel like Batman. You remember Batman, and he wasn't able to be in Gotham at the time. I mean, that's just how I felt, yo. You know, I felt like Batman. I felt like, because KTL told me, he said, look, man, I always tell you to keep your voice down. Talk to these people, you know, in a moderate tone. He said, right now, I need that voice, man. I just put my head down like, I need to be out there.
Yeah, so you were disappointed.
Yeah, I was disappointed.
He's
man.
disappointed. He's like head down on his phone, pretty disappointed. Just filmed all these happy white people dancing. And then, boom, we run into City Hall on accident, and you are basically, we sort of accidentally delivered him to the lead of the protest, to like the head of the protest as it was converging on City
When
Hall.
y'all dropped me off, so this how it happened, y'all. I'm in the back seat. I got my book bag. I got all these wires and shit hooked up, and we see two state troopers pass us. So we say, woo, woo, woo. They shoot right past us. He brings it to my attention. I'm like, whoa, where they going? So what I'm trying to do is get to them. So they stop at the light, and I'm trying to get my stuff together. And he like, yo, it's going down out here. It's going down. And I'm looking, and then because we on a hill. And if y'all know about Seattle, they got hills that go down like roller coasters and keep going down.
Yeah.
So you
we
can't
couldn't see anything.
You can't see what's coming up this hill. So I'm trying to fix my stuff, get my stuff together, and I see all these black mask and hat and outer gear, and which I assumed was Antifa. Right?
Yeah, they were Antifa.
So I see them coming up, and he like, oh, get out, John, get out. I get out, I'm right in the middle of it. Little do I know. Look up the block. They got the barricade up with the cops, with the bikes and everything. Y'all seen it. Whoever seen it, y'all know what happened. But like he said, it was like destiny, man, and put me right there in the middle of the spot. He put me right there in the middle of the spot. Just 20 minutes early, I'm like, oh, man, I need to get something done. I need to bring some attention over. I told you that. I said I need to bring some attention in Seattle while I'm here.
Yeah.
And it just happened just like that. I was just going to go to a police station or just walk around like I did the night before when I went live in downtown Seattle.
So now the people there, they started immediately looking to you for leadership. It seemed like they were really open to your leadership. They were just like when you said let's do this, let's not do that. It seemed like they were listening to what you were saying, which I found very odd, to be honest with you. Not saying something against you, but the crowd was very disorderly. They were wanting to smash things up, and you were kind of leading them. Let's go this direction. Let's go that direction. You were telling them to tighten up, to get in a stronger formation. You're telling them a whole bunch of things like that. You stopped somebody from going in someone's apartment.
Well,
And people were listening to you. They weren't just like running past you. They would stop and listen to you. More than a normal person, I'm telling you.
well, my take on it is, first of all, I went out there on my own agenda. I seen cops, and y'all know that's my thing. You know what I mean?
Rights Crispy said in the stream, he was like, whoa. He's like, dude, they are following him. Like, he is leading them.
Yeah, I think they were definitely receptive. You know, I wasn't expecting them to be receptive. I didn't care if they was going to be receptive or not. Like I said, I was out there on my own agenda, and that was to confront the cops on why they were doing what they were doing. Okay, so they never, gave up an answer, and you know how I do. Y'all know how I do. Like when I'm in the mix, I'm in the mix, and sometimes I get caught up in the situation. So there were a lot of groups out there, and I think that's what made them receptive as well, because especially with the situation that's going on, people, privileged people out there, you had Antifa out there, you had black groups out there, you had me out there. Then you just had the masses out there who really ain't know what was going on, but just was out there. So I never experienced this. I mean, we seen within recent years certain cities go through the situation, but I wasn't part of any of those cities. I never was in the mix of this.
Like with Antifa or something like this.
I never was in no situation like this. I mean, in Philly, they had little rallies and stuff down City Hall, whatever. All of them are peaceful. All of them, I like to say they like scripted, pretty much. The police know what's going on. They got a contract with the people. All right, y'all got something to say. We gonna escort y'all. But down here, it was total chaos. It was total chaos, man. And I was right in the middle of the situation. But as far as them being receptive to what I'm saying, to what I was saying the truth. You know what I'm saying? Like I was approaching them with legitimate questions. I was doing what I could because I already knew they wasn't going to respond. So I wasn't going to get all deep with the questions with them, but simply asking them, "What are y'all doing? Why are y'all doing this? We out here walking and talking. For what?"
Yeah, and so at one point they asked you asked them, if we can't talk to each other, how are we going to communicate? And they said that they'll give you orders.
They said, "We'll give you commands."
We'll give you commands, yeah.
So basically, their communication was basically on commands. They were out there to tell us what to do, when to do it. They were showing us force. They were showing us we wasn't playing. So I felt as though my job was to let them know we not playing neither. Because we had some riders out there, man. There was some riders out there. Y'all seen them? They was sitting on the front line. They was putting the street signs up in front of them. You know? You had dudes taunting them, telling them, like, we tired of this. And when I seen that, I'm recording. I'm like, whoa, I need to be there. I need to be right there on that front line. And my job first is to deliver the news. That's my number one job. That's the fire in me, to expose and show y'all what's going on. And once I seen them on that front line, I said, I gotta be up there. I gotta show who up there. And I gotta get on the front line and show these cops smug faces. These same cops, they got family members out here running around on these streets protesting against tyranny and corruption. You know what I'm saying?
And they did have some smug faces.
A lot of them, they wasn't ready to hear what I had to say to them. They wasn't ready for that. The black cop, I put him on the spot. I put him on the spot because he was supposed to be put on the spot. Once you make that initiation with them blue bloods, you deserve to get put on the spot. You're part of the public. You public record. And we don't deal with you. We don't like you. So I'm really gonna put you out there.
I like the guy with the mustache who's just like with the dead eyes. Let's read this real quick. This is a super chat. Super chat from 80s horror fan.
80s horror fan, what's up?
She says, "Hey guys, if I'm being disrespectful. I'm so sorry. I'm watching The Terminator. I'm high, and I've had some wine. 1989 to 2013. Active duty, airborne soldier. I love what you guys do.
Do your thing. Do your
Very
thing.
nice. Thank you. Thank you very much for for the super chat as well. That'll help get the resistance to Minneapolis.
Wow. Appreciate you. I appreciate all of y'all.
Pre says, were any of y'all out at the protest? Yes, the resistance was out at the protest. Check out his channel. It's like his second to last or third to last video.
What video?
The live video, the protest.
Yeah, the second to last video, exactly. Yep. I put one out today, and the one before that was last night, the protest. So y'all check that out, man. It's deep. If y'all never really actually, if y'all not from a city where that's happened yet, you know, especially like Northeast, you know, central North cities, and you know, out here, like I think y'all had about one riot before in the 80s or something.
We had a big one around the World Trade Organization in 99.
99, right. But there's nothing, like, y'all not used to seeing stuff like this. Just like in Philadelphia. You know, Boston had the bombing a few years ago and everything, and I know they had riots back in the 60s. But, like, other than the cities that experienced this within the past 10 years, you know, the Trayvons and the George Browns and, you know, all those people, the Sandra Blands, we're starting to see this. And it finally was up in my face. And it was up in my face at a time where I could show y'all. You know, so that's what it's about with me, man. Just showing y'all what's going on. It's all about, that's my life now. You know, I'm dedicated to it. You know, pulling out my camera and recording. It could be a 2-minute video. It could be a 22-minute video.
Yeah, well, you definitely got the fire. Like, you want to record all the time. You know, you would record anything pretty much, right?
As long as I see something in it.
I mean, because we talked about some different places. We talked about even like jewelry stores and stuff like that.
I love jewelry stores. I don't understand why they gonna put it on display if they don't want it to be seen. You know, they got a nice glass case in front of the establishment, and you got all the little gold and the silver and the shiny stuff.
Right, it's on the sidewalk.
Right, I mean, it's the problem.
Right, so it seemed like the perfect opportunity instead of a bad idea.
Yeah, but you know, just like a lot of my viewers say, what they selling ain't right. We all know that. Everybody knows that, you know. So they probably cool with a couple flashes, you know, a minute or so recording.
Yeah.
But if you just posting up right in front of their spot, yeah, they feel some type of way. They feel some type of way. What's up? Any questions in there?
I was looking to see if any of y'all had a live stream down there. Not tonight. Last night. Live streams from last night. Hello, Mr. Resistance. Glad you're okay. Be safe.
Thank you. Who that from?
Bob.
Bob. What up, bro?
Yes, guys. Thank you for watching. Guess who else is right here?
Hello.
There you go.
Okay, you can turn back.
I'm gonna grab a beer real quick.
Bye, guys.
Record America, ladies and gentlemen. Record America. The great Record America, ladies.
She's just sitting there quiet.
Yeah, she been here the whole time. That's her move right there. That's how she records America. Real nice and smooth. Real nice and smooth.
When I don't drop everything.
Right.
Does anyone else have questions?
Yeah, I'm looking.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Free. Thank you, Free Thinker. Thank you, Mark.
Free thinker. What's up, bro? I'm kind of lit right now myself, y'all. I'm weeded in Seattle. Y'all hear me? Weeded in Seattle. I ain't never seen nothing like this before. I did a video in Boston. Thank you, bro. Do we need to put some napkins around us?
Some napkins?
Yep. For the label.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because you cannot drink.
We need 3 of them, bro, for the label.
What?
For the label on the can, we need 3 napkins.
We cannot show this live on YouTube.
that true?
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't like iced tea. On YouTube.
And we got
Like
some
my
iced
mother
tea,
iced
y'all.
tea.
YouTube don't like the iced
Wow,
tea
I'm
we
so-
drink, so we're gonna wrap some napkins around it.
Thank you, Sue.
That's weird, man. I can't believe that's a real thing. I mean, I guess I know it is, but
Well, I'm pretty sure they gonna say blur it out, you know.
this is my favorite iced tea. So talk about the cops in Seattle. You thought they were pretty good, right? Or you didn't think they were that good?
Yo, so when I touched Washington, I hit Tacoma first because I landed at the SeaTac airport. So I just said, well, since I'm closer to Tacoma, I might as well just, book a hotel room there. So first 2 days I didn't do no work because I just came from Philly and I had pushed I think 18 or 19 videos out straight. So, I was a little tired, a little worn down. So I chilled for my first 2 days. And when I came out on the third day, I went to I just walked around, spoke to a few police officers just to see, how they engage or whatever, and did a few videos in Tacoma, and I was impressed. I was definitely impressed by the engagement and the action, how they communicated with you, forth willing to give the name and badge. I was
Not the Hilltop Tacoma police. They wouldn't answer your question. They kind of walked away. They didn't want to be on camera, right?
true, and I think
That was a little rude, I thought.
I think, and it was compounded with
There was a protest.
It was compounded with the protests across the street, and I believe shout outs to Taz Tacoma, or no, shout out to Taz Tacoma News, and I believe Auditing USA was there a few days earlier.
Yeah, he was there a couple days.
So
before.
once those guys see somebody holding a camera like this, and somebody, I think he was there for the first time as well.
I believe so.
Yeah, so
He was there with another guy.
They seen me
he
out there.
Pretty
and
much gave him hell,
They had already zeroed in on me. Y'all can watch that. That's a live. That was a live stream. The protest at Planned Parenthood. They zeroed in on me. They seen me holding the camera. They already noticed the other protesters out there, and as you can see, they looked like they was out there for a while. And the only people that were bothering each other was those two sets of protesters. So when I seen it, I just walked up on it and said, I was actually going to the police station. I was walking up to the police station, and I heard all this music across the street. And I said, I didn't even know it was Planned Parenthood until I actually walked down the sidewalk. This is how I do my videos. If I see something interesting or hear something interesting, I just pull out. That's why you probably see that's why you see the way my videos start off the way they do. I might be around a corner, or I might be down the street, and I don't know what's going on, so I'll walk up and see what's going on and give it to you. But after I was out there for a while, to answer your question, that they weren't receptive to me. I noticed that they had zeroed in on me a couple of times. I remember that Auditing USA was out there. Shout outs to him, and I caught the look. So as I approached them, they got out the way.
Yeah, they were retreating. They were like trying to get away. They wanted to go lock themselves in a building.
Yeah.
That's what they did, right?
Well, I know there was two or three of them on the sidewalk, and when I went to go across the street to go towards them, they just faded off real fast. So when I finally got to the rear parking lot of the building, there were about two or three of them hanging on the gate, talking to a couple other officers on the other side of the gate. So as soon as I came, they started walking towards me, but they had no choice but to walk towards me because they was trying to get away to get into the building. So I asked them, just to be clear, if standing on, because that's the reason why I was there, because the security guard at Planned Parenthood said that I couldn't stand on the entrance of the parking lot, which is actually the sidewalk and a public easement. And he said that I couldn't stand in the middle of it where the cars come in. But I told him, I said, I wasn't obstructing traffic. I'm not obstructing traffic. There's no cars coming. Actually, I'm a pedestrian. I got the right of way. So if a car was coming, he should yield when he see me. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah, they always say that about That's when they have no power at all, and they start talking about traffic. Don't block the driveway.
Right. So
Like your
just
body
to
can't block the driveway.
like I said, I think for others when I do my videos because I know what they're going to do. I didn't necessarily know what this guy was going through, but since the police station was across the street, let's address this now. Because I was going to go over there anyway, just to hear what they had to say. And they kind of shook me off. They wanted to get away from the camera. And he just told me that I could contact the supervisor at such and such number at such and such time. So went back over there and I continued recording. Y'all go watch that one too. That's I guess Planned Parenthood protest, but you can always type in the resistance and First Amendment auditor. Subscribe if y'all don't know about me. Check me out. I think I got about 150 videos up there.
That's a lot. That's a lot of videos, because your channel's like fairly new,
Right.
and you got tons of videos already.
Right since February, like February 1st or 2nd, I started. I try to deliver my videos as if, which I am, one of y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm part of the people. Nothing special about me. I'm a single parent. I have a daughter. I'm from Philly. I moved to Boston about 2.5 years ago, and
No.
one day I just started watching First Amendment auditors. I said I could do it, so I did it. Now here we are months later, and I didn't never expect that. I never thought that I would get the attention, and when I mean attention, as far as the views of my videos, I never thought I would, get the views that I'm getting, the followers. I mean, it's crazy to know that what I'm doing is supported by a lot of people because every time I do this, I know I ain't doing nothing wrong. I know that for sure because it was one time when I was on the other side of the law. You know what I'm saying? I know when I was doing wrong and when I did my time and what I did my time for. And it seemed like I'm facing the same aggression, even though back then, yeah, I kind of warranted it. That aggression. Now I'm just, basically pushing the envelope for our rights and receiving the same aggression. And it's crazy. It's like, damn if you do, damn if you don't.
Yeah.
You gotta think about it. It's like we are the ones who help run the machine. So they want us to comply, whether we on the wrong side or the good side, whether we 9 to 5 working class people or if we out there on the street selling drugs. There's certain levels of compliance that they want us to meet. You know what I'm saying? Because it's all bogus. It's all criminal activity.
Right. So you're using the camera to get them to comply. I mean, you're turning the tables with the camera because they have to comply with the law. They have to it makes them accountable for any violations.
Well, that's one of my objectives to let them know, like, look, man, you're not going to break the law and wear that uniform that represents enforcing the law.
Right.
I'm not going for that.
Right.
You're not going to park up on this curb. And then when my 65-year-old uncle park up on the curb, you want to give him a $85 ticket. That's not cool. That's not cool.
Well, one video that you shot while you were here, I was on the sidewalk, and we had just audited Google, and nothing happened. It was all good, and we were on our way back, and I just walked right by this FedEx guy, and the resistance was like, "Hey," he said, "Hey, look at this," and he pulls out his camera and he just starts filming, and he's like standing right there filming, like 10 feet away from the guy. Then the guy is just totally oblivious, right? and the guy is just slamming these packages, right?
Just chucking them. Wham, wham.
Yeah, and there's hitting the back of the car, the back of the truck, like slam, slam,
Yo, listen,
back into the wall.
that's what caught my attention. It was the noise. Even though we was walking towards them, the noise is what made me pay attention to them. And like, just just to put y'all on to what brought my attention to making a video is that we all know right from wrong. You know what I'm saying? And when I seen him, I'm like, wait a minute, that's not right. Come on, man. You know, all the problems we got with packages every year. You know what I'm saying? I mean, listen, every time I order from Amazon, I have to be home on the curb waiting for the truck to pull up. Because if it don't pull up, either somebody gonna steal it.
That's how it is here.
It's gonna come damaged. You know what I'm saying? Like Amazon be killing me, man, with my packages. And it just brought it to my attention, so I was like, man, this gotta be seen. You know
So
what I'm saying?
this guy wasn't scanning the packages or anything. He was moving them from one bin to another, just like throwing them over his shoulder, and they're slamming against the wall.
Well, him throwing them over his shoulder and slamming them against the wall of the truck was enough for me. I didn't even know that his protocol was to scan them until he stuck his head out. He stuck his head out like this, like a groundhog. You know how the groundhog stick their head
Yeah.
out the hole? So he looked at me, and then he turned around and picked the scanner up.
Yeah.
And I'm like, whoa, he was supposed to be scanning them the whole time?
After however many minutes,
That's
he
crazy.
picks his head up, and he's like, oh shit, I'm being filmed. And he picks his scanner up, and he starts going beep, and he's putting them all in nice and gentlemanly. Check that out. That's called, what is that called? FedEx package abuse?
Yeah, FedEx package abuse. First Amendment, Seattle, Washington audits, FedEx package abuse caught.
Perfect Sense says the resistance style is different but effective.
It's kind of hard for me to explain my style because, like, I try to be as real as I am. You dig what I'm saying? Like, I ain't gonna put no fraud, no fake stuff on it. And sometimes it's hard for me to believe that some people think that what I'm doing has to do with any kind of fraud. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But they do. I got my haters. I got my share of haters. But it's all right. So anybody who's familiar with the WWF, that's how I look at this game, man. So you got this one belt, right? And all of us as auditors, when it comes to YouTube, we want to reach that belt. And I mean, it is what it is. If you're saying no, you're a damn lie. Because we are competing. No matter how cool or how not cool we are with each other, we are competing with each other. So you're like the Roddy Piper. You know what I'm saying? Rice Krispies is like the the Hulk Hogan possibly. You know what I'm saying?
I was gonna say Razor Ramon.
Razor Ramon. Yeah, we're gonna get at the Rice Krispie. Razor Ramon. You know what I'm saying? You got a lot of characters. That's basically what I'm trying to say.
Yes, yeah.
You got a lot of characters within this community, and we are competing against each other to show you. I mean, I'm talking about the positive, real ones that's dropping education. I don't care how funny, how silly, or how obnoxious they are. As long as they drop in education, that's what I care about. And I give every auditor respect because I don't care if, I have my dislikes and my likes just like everybody else. But if you're an auditor, I give you number one respect because every day you out there, you putting your life on the line. But back to my style is, like I was giving an analogy of wrestling, it's like we're all trying to grab that title. You dig what I'm saying? So my style is kind of mixed with what other people do You know what I'm saying? What other people say, because that's how I learned. I came into this game watching them, and then I transcended it into my own thing. Y'all could watch how the videos, you know, how they phased up. So
So you sing.
yeah,
I mean, that's one major thing that makes your videos different from everyone else's videos, is that you sing in like almost all your videos.
yeah. I do the singing thing. You know, I always like I love music. It's funny that you mentioned that because I was gonna say like also with my style, I treat it like hip hop. You know, I bring it to you as real as possible. So my competition level is okay. If Phil News Now California gave it to you like this, I want to give it to you rawer. You understand what I'm saying? Or if Rice Krispie gave it to you like this, I want to give it to you from the street level because I always come from the streets first with my delivery of my videos because I really believe that if our people in the inner city who are struggling, and right now it's not just a certain color, it's all. You know what I mean? Like they look at us as sheep. So if I'm from the inner city and my people are struggling and are asleep, then I'm gonna attempt to wake them up and I'm gonna speak to them in language that they understand. In order for them to understand why I'm doing what I'm doing on the government level, I need to show them how we're brainwashed within our communities and how we believe the bullshit that they tell us. So I gotta. That's my attempt, and I could be wrong. People say, "Well, who do you think you are to do that?" Well, I think that it's right. You know what I'm saying? I feel good about doing it, and no matter how much you see me in there, you want to say that I'm antagonizing or trying to egg people on. I'm still trying to give y'all education because no matter what, y'all go look at my videos. I don't ever say nothing to nobody. All I do is just record. And there's always somebody saying something to me. Alright? And as long as I don't go hands on or I don't use fighting words, I'm able to react any way I want to react. First of all, I feel disrespected that you're approaching me when you're already on duty inside this building and I'm on a public sidewalk. During this day and age, when cops is just blowing people head off for no reason, you an armed guard or whatever working in this business, you approaching me, I got every right to be upset. Don't mean I gotta take it there in every video like that, but hey, anytime somebody gets stopped at any given second, they could feel like that.
Yeah, they definitely could. And I'm kind of like, me and the Resistance were talking about, we have we probably have different views on how this police thing is interwoven with race relations and whatnot. But we did a video down at the hospital, UW Medical Center, and he got there before I did. And so I told him, I was like, yeah, you can walk around the medical center. It's connected to a park in the back there that goes along the lake. And so he got there, and I get there after him, and I'm looking for him, and I can't find him. And I kind of walk back and forth through the main parking lot, and I can't find you. I text you, but you didn't respond.
Mm.
Then I see police cars. And I see one police car, then I saw another police car. And I was like, okay. They didn't have their emergency lights on, but they were kind of driving slow through that back part. So I started following them.
Mm-hmm.
And I follow him, and they lead me right to him.
Yeah,
Right to him.
I got that effect.
Yeah, and I was telling him, that I've been walking through there for years and years, with camera, without. I'll usually do an audit when I walk through there, just because I will walk through there a lot.
Listen, I want to be as real as possible without being offensive as well. One of the things that I say is I'm just a black man with a camera. And people say, well, why you got to bring color into it? Why you got to bring race? We're all out here supporting the same thing.
I would say that probably.
Right. Well, I got a different view on it. I've seen it from a different perspective. I'm from Southwest Philadelphia. You know what I'm saying? I've watched police respond to a call, get out their car, and just go hands on the first person they see that's in the group or whatever, throw them to the ground, and just because of the simple reaction of them being surprised that they've been grabbed by a police officer is enough for them to take it even further, put cuffs on them, and lock them up. I watched that as a kid sitting on my steps on 52nd Street. I didn't think that was cool. Actually, it was kind of terrifying. And it was in my head that, okay, this is what these cops do. And for a long time, it became acceptable to me, you know? But, bring me back real quick. I digress.
We were talking about the importance of race relations and racism in police work, more or less. I was saying that you could. There was critics saying that you could leave color out of it.
Yeah, and like, you can't leave color out of it because there are facts that when there's a call for a black man, that call is heightened rather than if it was a call for a white man or an Asian man. You think what I'm saying? And
So, but
the point that I'm trying to come to is the same thing you said about no response at the hospital.
yeah,
Well, when I went to Philadelphia, my hometown, a place where I didn't start doing all this at, upon coming there and talking to Wolfie, Wolfie told me the same thing. He said, yeah, you're not going to get too much reaction from these cops. They're really familiar with guys recording, they're versed on that, and, they're just going to look at you kind of smug, laugh you off and everything. And I said, okay, all right, well, I'll see. I'm new to this. You know what I'm saying? First time out the city. So I said, I'm going to do it. And it turned out differently. And shout out to Wolfie Gladly. I don't know about Wolfie Gladly. Y'all should subscribe to his channel. Wolfie said, wow, bro. He said, you brung it out of him. And I said, no, Wolfie. I said, it ain't had nothing to do with my style. Well, it did. But first and foremost, it had to do with my color. You understand what I'm saying? Like, bro, you could go out here in front of these cops and you can narrate for 40 minutes and talk the most craziest stuff. But when I do it, it's a problem. They don't want to see me. They don't want to see a black man standing out here talking about, let alone rights, but basic rights. Because that's what I stay with the basic rights. You know what I'm saying? I don't know everything. I'm one of y'all. I'm doing what I know, and I'm bringing it to y'all. You know what I mean? I could get deep, but I try to keep it subtle until they want to get heavy with it. You know what I mean? Which is always towards the end. But I could get in my bag too when it come to law. You know what I'm saying? But it's like when you said when I came out here and I went to the hospital, the response was heightened. Not to give too much of the video away because we didn't put it out yet, but you seen the approach.
I was surprised.
Right.
I was surprised that they would call for backup and that there would be, multiple officers and security people like following you.
Watch my videos. It's usually like that, especially in Boston. In Philly, the crab salad video. Only got 10 officers, possibly 13 total at one given time for a crab salad.
Yeah.
Are you serious? Somebody said to me, they said, no, they wasn't out there for the crab salad. They was out there for you. I don't believe that. I don't believe that.
I don't think so either. What do you think, like they're out there for you?
I know when they out there for me. I know when they out there for me, because when they out there for me, y'all don't see it. Y'all don't see when they out there for me. When y'all see them, they respond to the calls. Yeah. They respond to calls when y'all see them, but when they really out there for me, it's when I'm walking down the street or I'm going for the bus, I'm on my way home. They ride by, slow down, be parked up the street, down the street. It's a lot of work to this than just recording. You know, it's about watching yourself too. They don't like this. They don't like it at all. They do not like transparency.
Yeah, and it seems like they're looking for victims. They're looking for people to victimize. There's no accountability. They don't hold them accountable. But I think when people say that they don't want it to be race related, the reason they're saying that is because they're like they know that the solution to the problem is probably not race related. You know what I mean? Like we're not going to be able to solve the problem of police work as blacks or whites or immigrants as one group. It's going to take a group of Americans to solve the problem of police work.
Yeah, but me saying I'm a black man with a camera is
Well, that's
also
just a
not
fact. Yeah,
also
well,
not inciting anything neither, or trying to say, oh, well, black people are get it worse. Like I know we all get it. Right now, I really truly believe that there's a divided line. It's them, and then it's us. It's the masses, the sheep, people that's not awake, and it's all about control. It's all about control, And what's crazy is that the ones that they use to be on these front lines out here at these protests of the police officers, they don't even dig what they into.
they don't even look capable.
They brainwashed. They think that what they doing something. They serving their community, their city, their country. They think that what they're doing is but I don't see how they sleep at night. How you turn your cheek on that man stopping that officer stopping somebody in the alleyway in his head 3 times, giving him fractures to his skull, and you cool with that? Like you could clock out and go home with that.
Well, that's exactly like the situation. They just stand by and just watch it happen. You know?
Yeah, I couldn't do that. I can't do that.
So let's see. Um, Ultimate Warrior. Most of them we were talking about wrestling.
Vet Tech Kimmy, what's going on? My fault, bro. What you say?
Ultimate Warrior. Someone was bringing up the Ultimate Warrior.
Yeah, what's up? That's my man.
Didn't we talk about that? We talked about the
Yeah, we
Ultimate
talked about
Warrior, right?
the Ultimate Warrior the other day. That was my man.
Yeah.
I really stopped dealing with the WWF probably like shortly after the Ultimate Warrior. Because I realized how fake the game was,
Yeah.
and I stayed out. So now I'm nostalgic with it. I've gone back to it, and I just enjoy, you know, I enjoy how fake it was
Me
because
too.
I enjoy how they work together. And the fact about the WWF, the wrestling industry, though all those guys didn't get along with each other at the time, similar to this community. This genre we're in. You dig what I'm saying?
Hmm.
A lot of those dudes was misfits.
Yeah.
A lot of us are misfits.
Yes, it's
You know
true.
what I'm saying? Listen, man, I bring it to y'all raw, man. Like I bring it to you real. Like the resistance, I haven't had a peachy life, and I can accept the fact that what I'm doing, uh, you know, a good percentage of this community, was on the wrong side of the law at the time. It's not about what you did. It's about what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? It's about the productivity that you can give.
Sue says the resistance style is real 100.
Thank you, Sue. Thank you. That's the only way I could give it to y'all. I never knew what this was going to turn into. I just said, man, I could do these videos and I could show people stuff.
Perfect Sense says you bring humor to your audits.
I try to. I'm a silly dude. I'm a regular person. I'm a regular person.
Ex Bootlicker says that he tries to be a good person.
I am a good person, ex bootlicker. I am a good person. And that's real rap. Wasn't always a good person.
Sounds buzzed as fuck.
Huh?
I don't know. I don't know why that is.
Sounds buzzed.
Yeah.
Oh, he's talking about me drinking.
Oh, buzz.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
I thought
I'm
like the
nice. I'm nice. I'm about to roll something up.
Roll it up, man. Those cops in
Ultimate
Boston
Warrior,
are some of the
Macho Man.
biggest bitches.
Macho Man was my dude too.
See, I stopped watching around like The Rock.
Oh yeah, I was done by The Rock. I've been was done by that. It was just too cheesy for me.
Gonna roll it up. There's 28 people watching us. 29 people. These live streams go fast, man. Whenever I do a live stream, then you look at the clock and you're like, it's been 60 minutes.
Right, already. Yeah, that's how I be with my live streams when I be beating them streets, man. It's like, wow, I've been out here 2.5 hours.
It's a shame that you have to be exposed to the resistance still in this day and age. Looking for perps. The cops in Boston are some of the biggest bitches he's ever seen. Ultimate Warrior and Macho Man are the best.
Yeah, I just answered that one. And they up there. Ultimate Warrior and Macho Man are up there.
Someone's asking you to say the resistance live and right now.
It's the resistance. Oh, what's up, ladies and gentlemen?
Hey, I'll show you guys something real quick. Made a couple like rough intros for the resistance. And I'm going to show you. I'm going to put the link to the unlisted video in the chat so you could check it out. There's 3 of them. They're separated by a little black space. So you watch one and then you wait a couple seconds and then a shorter one comes on and then a couple seconds and another one comes on.
And that's what y'all gonna see in my videos at the beginning. As soon as I figure it out.
All right, let's see. Oh. Let me know if you got any suggestions to make it better. All right, here comes the link.
Messiah coming, you're welcome, bro. Free thinker, yeah, they vicious, man. I think Boston was the best place for me to start out at as an auditor. Cause like, you know, it shows you how, cause you know, them cops in Boston, they cops playing like crazy, you know? And you gotta be on your toes. And, you know, like I said earlier, in the beginning, I only knew the basics. I only knew the basics. I had to learn as I went.
Oh, thank you, Record America. She put the intros in there.
Oh, she did?
Yes, so y'all check out those intros. Click on the link and check out the intros. And there's 3 of them. And put the number you like the best in there. 1, 2, or 3.
Right. And that's from Cameras Everywhere. He did me a solid. Listen, man, I got something, you know, to say about the relationship me and Cameras Everywhere have. Like, I think probably the first 20 days of me putting out videos on YouTube, this dude right here, he got in contact with me, man. It was a heartwarming email that he sent to me telling me, you know, how much he was happy that I was doing what I was doing. And y'all know his picture on YouTube. I really thought he was the old man with the X on his face. So I kind of took that message a little more, with a little more weight. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay, this dude, he older fella, you know, knowledgeable. And he's telling me, a black man with a camera, that I'm doing the thing. So, you know, I was like, okay. And I responded back. And when I sent the email telling him how thankful I was, I got an email back saying, oh, you can't send no messages to this person. So I'm like, what the fuck, man?
I don't know why that is. That's email?
It was an email. So we were, every once in a while, we contact through YouTube with the comments. He would respond to my videos and everything, and you know, he would give me pointers and tell me to do certain things, and we finally got in contact with each other, and I was able to talk to him on the phone.
Got some bubbles going on.
Right.
Let's see what there is, right?
Right, that's for this, right? We going out with this, right?
No, let's stay in.
All right.
It's wet outside, man. We can't see anything.
Okay. I was making sure. But yeah, so cameras everywhere. We finally got on the phone, and we started talking, and I realized he was a young dude, you know, and we hit it off. And we didn't talk for a while after that, but the conversation you and I had the first time, it kind of stuck with me, and you gave me a few pointers and stuff, and I knew that I'd be talking to you again. But
Was the first time we talked when I had to hang up for that live stream? Was that the first time?
that was the first time we talked, bro. Yep,
Oh,
I believe so.
I think that's right.
Yeah, that's the first time we talked. When he was doing a live stream. What's the name of that video?
I think it's called. I'm not sure. I
He
think
was
it's called
on a-
Ashamed and Detained.
Ashamed and Detained is the video on Surveyor Raw channel. First time we was talking, we talked for about a good 15 minutes. He said, yo, I got to get off the phone. I got a video. And I said, okay, call me later. He said, you know what? You can look at it on Surveyor Raw Live. So now I'm like, whoa, now I get a chance to see him in action. And y'all check that video out, because the perspective that I got on it is like, I like to give content that has substance to it, and you gave me the inspiration to give up that kind of content. He was the first one to mirror one of my videos, which is Say My Name. I was in the Boston headquarters, and I was triggered. I was triggered from like a whole week. Every time I went out to shoot a video throughout the day, I was getting violated. They was disrespecting me, and I finally I had got into it with the homeless dude. He knocked the camera out my hand. You know what I'm saying? I committed a flop on camera, which everybody allowed me to redeem myself for, because I reached out to cameras everywhere. Like I told you, I wasn't knowledgeable about everything, and I made a flop. If y'all want to look at it, the flop is on it's on the homeless. It's on the video when the homeless guy attacked my camera. So it's a part 1 and a part 2. And what I did was I gave my ID willingly to make a report, right? So what happened was, just to give you a quick thing on it, what happened was is that I was in downtown Crossing all day, a certain section of downtown Boston, and I was just recording everything. I was auditing everything, right? And the same cops kept coming to every call. So they got tired of me, right? And I kind of felt the blitz coming. You think what I'm saying? It was already about 3 o'clock, 3:30 in the afternoon. I was in downtown Crossing since 9 in the morning recording. And they was tired of it. I went to jewelry stores, like we were talking about earlier. I went to jewelry stores, post office, banks. I was all over. And they was tired of me, doing my artist down there. So my belief is they came up with a clever idea, and they sent a homeless guy after me to stop me from recording.
So I remember this guy attacked you,
He attacked the camera. He knocked the camera out my hand.
and you wanted to make a report.
Well, before I made the report, I kind of put it together after he attacked me that this was a setup. This is why I came up in my head, and then I went back to what he said, maybe about 6 or 7 minutes earlier. He had said that I told him, I said, if you got a problem with me recording, cops down there, they know about what I'm doing. He said, yeah, they sent me for you. He said they sent me to move you along. So it clicked.
Mm-hmm.
it clicked that, once he said that, it clicked in my head. I said, oh, they got something to do with this shit. Right? So now my head is running and anxiety's high. He knocked my camera out my hand. What y'all didn't see is me throwing him to the ground, and in my mind I'm like, maybe I should detain him, right? But I'm a black man with a camera, and everybody around me here in downtown Crossing is looking at the situation, and all they can see is me standing over top of him, and I can just imagine the reports coming from at least 20 to 25 witnesses saying, yeah, I threw him to the ground. They don't like auditors. They know I was auditing all day in downtown Crossing. So, of course, they going to come at me. I'm not going to let that happen. So I got off of him real quick because I thought about it. And he got up, and I followed him. That was the only thing I could do was follow him. I was hoping that, okay, because I'm following him, maybe I can run into a police officer. Because I know they got something to do with this shit, so I want to see how this is going to play out. So I need to file a report. Being as though I got this on camera, I can't just walk away from the situation. I got to complete it. So that's when the part 2 came, and I flagged the cop down. And he was Sergeant Doris, the one who trespassed me from the Washington Essex State Building.
The ethics building?
Essex.
Essex.
E-S-S-E-X. I'll be right back, yo.
All right.
I need,
Let's see.
empty can real quick.
What's up? The Resistance. That's Krabby Crab Cakes. What's up, Krabby Crab Cakes?
Krabby Crab Cake.
My vote is for number 2, says Sue. Oh, it's kind of crooked. Vote is for number 2. Anybody else?
Remind me where I was at. Trespass from the Washington.
You were about to give the ID over to the guy. You want to make the report.
Right. So, just so happened the officer that I flagged down to make this report about being, about my property being, damaged and everything, was a sergeant who responded to at least 3 of my calls on that day. So I already knew that I was going to have problems with him.
What's that light right there? It's not flashing, you see? No? Oh, no, maybe not. Oh, thank you. Cool, more feelings, police. Surveyor Ross Farmers Market Series are classics. Thank you. Best stuff. I don't know if I'm going to do that character anymore. I'm going to come up with a different character now.
Yeah, I was telling that character guy would be put away. If he come up with one character, he could come up with 1,000 of them.
That character's kind of risky.
Don't forget about BR. You hear me?
Oh, yes.
So what I was saying was, I had flopped. I call it a flop because I could have handled it better by giving my ID over to the cop. But at the same time, I wasn't as knowledgeable as I am now. And what happened was the report that I put in a report to the cop who trespassed me from the Washington Essex building. And he had responded to about 3 of my calls that day. And he was the one who I so happened to flag down. He didn't care. He pulled up, rolled his window down. He wouldn't even get out the car. He wouldn't investigate the situation. The homeless person was right there because I followed him, and the cop happened to come up to where I was following him at. So he wouldn't even get out the car. So I told him what happened, and I said, I want to file a report. And he like, all right, well, you want ID? And I was my mind was racing at the time. Anxiety was high. I wasn't as knowledgeable. And I'm like, yeah, I got ID. Because I already knew in my mind, I'm telling y'all, in my mind, I still believe to this day they was behind that situation because they wanted me out of there. If y'all look at the videos, I was downtown at the jewelry store, and they had a problem with that. There was about 3 or 4 cars at these jewelry stores I was at, and we talk about a section that they bring a lot of money to the city. You know what I'm saying? Like they make a lot of money. Jewelry section, downtown crossing, boutiques. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a valuable part of the city. They don't want nobody down there causing that kind of disturbance. So, like I said, I believe that they sent that dude to me. So he wouldn't get out the car, and he asked for ID, and I gave it to him. I wasn't as knowledgeable as I am now, and he took a picture of it. And what I know is that the Boston PD do use their personal phones, and they have the whatever police department of the city they're in, they do have that installed in their phone, so they can like switch back and forth. You know what I'm saying? They can switch back and forth to their personal to business, which is the police department they work for. Because I seen the app, but I filed an investigation on him because I believe he was like derelict of duty. It wasn't no investigation. He didn't care, and I was told that in the "Say My Name" video, an original video, which is mine, "Say My Name" is what he mirrored. But I was in the Boston headquarters, and I did finally talk to one of the detectives and internal affairs, and they told me that he did submit the report. But till this day, I haven't had a response from internal affairs about how this investigation has turned out.
So you know something about that "Say My Name" video? You were saying you were triggered
Yeah,
in that video.
yeah,
So when I make these like these supercuts for cameras everywhere to make like somebody look really good, usually I have to turn it up for them through the editing. I use the editing to turn it up for them and make it look, more exciting than it probably is if you're watching like a full 30-minute video. But with your video, I had to take it down.
you had to take it down.
I took it down. Like, I mean, I took you down, you know?
Right.
I edited you down to a more conservative version of yourself.
Oh, I seen it. Yeah, I seen you took all the good parts out.
Yeah, that's one way to think of it.
Right.
That's
Because
definitely one way to think
I
of it.
was definitely in my bag that day. I was the treatment that we received, shout outs to keeping him liable. He was with me. That's my backup, my partner. And he's a real good friend. Okay? So if y'all don't know about him, shout out to his channel and subscribe to his channel. Keeping him liable. But like from the onset of us approaching the building, of us in the parking lot, I don't know if you've seen the video when we started out in the parking lot.
Yeah, of course I saw it. I cut it
You
out.
ain't got these two mob guys, man. In the park. Hey, who are you? What are you doing? Huh?
Right.
Who are you? Who are you? And he pull his blazer back and show his badge. And I'm like, well, you still work for the mob. That's what I'm saying in my head because it's his whole approach and everything. But
Well, you got to keep in mind, I'm making like a 4-minute video, and your video is like an hour long.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's funny that you say I'm gonna cut all the good parts out, because in my mind, I try to put the best parts in, but I do
Right.
cut a lot out. But in your case, I did cut it. I cut you to be not triggered, I would say, even though you were clearly upset.
I was very upset, man. But to answer your question, that's what I was saying about, from the onset when I was in the parking lot, it was just the treatment we was receiving. And just because I was there to file a report from all that happened last week, the week prior, and the treatment I'm receiving here in the Boston headquarters, really? Like, this is what y'all doing? Like,
They wouldn't even give
I
service.
put myself in everybody else's shoes. You dig what I'm saying? Like, what if, I always say, what if it was my aunt? What if it was my dear friend? What if it was your grandmother? What if it was your niece? You know what I'm saying? Would they give them the same? See, a lot of us not knowledgeable. We don't know what questions to ask. But as soon as we start asking them questions, then that's when they get triggered. That's when they get disrespectful, and that's when they try to shut you out, deny you service. You know what I'm saying? And that's the problem. We don't know what questions to ask. You know what I'm saying? And we scared to confront them on a challenging level. We could challenge these police. You know what I'm saying? We could challenge them. Everything they say ain't law. They supposed to enforce the law, but everything they say ain't law.
They're scared because they don't know it. I know a lot of the time they don't need to know it. They just kind of get by off bullying people, people being scared of them. You know, so they don't really need to. They don't need to be so ethical and do things so ethically because they can just get consent so easily from everyone.
Right. Right.
One time a police officer was trying to come in my house, my apartment building, and it's like a secure entry, you know? And so I'm walking home, and as I start to get home, he wants to come in the building for whatever reason. I don't even know. But he can't get in because it's secure entry, so he's waiting for the first person to walk up, you know, and that's me. And so I walk up, and as I open the door, he tries to follow me in. So I turn around with the door in my hand, and I say, this is private property, you know, you can't come in.
Right.
And he says, but I'm the police. And I said, exactly. You know?
Right.
He didn't even get it at all. Like that the reason you can't come in without consent is because you're the police. He was saying that he can come in without consent.
That's
because
what they
he's
think.
The
They have this entitlement where they think that because they're the police, they have authority over you. Whatever they say goes. Whatever they say goes. They would never, ever was supposed to be in a position like this. To have us in fear, to have us tensed up, to have us brainwashed to comply to this bullshit that they put out there. That they try to make us believe. And majority of us believe in it. You know, I had the black cop in my video tell me if I didn't answer his questions, it was illegal. I stood out there for 40 minutes grinding this motherfucker up. I had to. Because if you told me that, how many people you done got? And this motherfucker got a Santa Claus, gray Santa Claus beard on his face. So I know he ain't to be on the force for at least 20, 25 years. He talking about if I don't answer his questions, it's against the law. So how many people have you violated with that one? You done got the ID. They may have got into a minor situation 4 or 5 years ago that they never went to court for. Then you done messed their life up again. You understand what I'm saying? Because you simply took their ID and you illegally got it from them, obtained the information when you wasn't supposed to. You know, compromised this person's life who might have to go to jail for 6 to 8 months, lose everything within that small bit of time, had to come home, and we talking the inner city, and might have to sell some drugs, some coke, weed, pills, whatever, just to get back on their feet. Now they stuck in the system. They on probation. You know what I'm saying? They on probation for years and years at a time. As soon as they commit another minor offense, they got to start all over on that probation. It's crazy.
And they want people in that.
And it ain't just the cops that's in it. They one of the main forces, but it's the DAs. You know, it's the politicians in the city. It's the news. It's us. Like, we got to wake up. Like, what we do to each other to affect each other causes us to be set back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I was just talking on a live stream to some subscribers a couple weeks ago, and I was telling them, you know, sometimes people get upset when you say the problem is actually the people and not the police. That the people have kind of trained the police to behave this way, but because
we're not knowledgeable.
Yeah.
We're not learning what we need to learn to know that they're not supposed to do it. So yes, I do blame. We're part of it because we're not knowing. We don't really see in my videos, man. I try to say, look, you want to know what I'm doing? I'll tell you what I'm doing. They don't want to hear that shit. They just want to keep talking about why you got a camera out, why you got a camera out. Because number one, I can. Number two, if you do it, it'll be better. Number three, if you tell your folks to do it, imagine how at the end of this year, how peaceful and harmonious our streets would be. I really think that there'll be a significant amount of peace and harmony within the streets if everybody in the community would just record. You know, why don't they advertise body cameras like that? You know what I'm saying? I believe if everybody got ID and social security number, then why you don't issue them a goddamn camera? You dig what I'm saying?
A lot of places don't even have them.
Come on, man.
More
like,
than half, I think. That'd be my
I need
guess.
some paper to break this up.
I'll keep some.
That's why I rolled another one. I ain't break it up right, y'all. I'm gonna try to read some comments. It's the resistance, y'all. With cameras everywhere. You know what I mean? He took me a tour around the city. I was in Fremont, University section, downtown section. I was all around. And if it wasn't for this brother right here, you know, I probably wouldn't have as many videos as I have. Huh? Yeah, that's cool.
What you got?
I was looking for some questions. Y'all got some questions?
The resistance doesn't puff puff pass.
Well, this is a party bag right here, so he can actually roll his own up.
He's smoking me out the whole time. Idea for a podcast. Well, free thinker, that what I was thinking about coming up with is kind of like a character that's like the opposite, kind of like I told you about it today a little bit, right? A new character that
The
would be
meek
like,
guy.
the meek guy.
yesterday.
I think I was having a hard time playing meek, especially if I get upset like that people are giving me directives and stuff. I think I might come out as a meek character. Just don't think I can hold it.
That's what his name could be, Little Meek Meek.
Little meek meek, we the sheeple meek meek.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I could do it.
you could do it. You gotta practice on it, man. Just you can start off on a audit. Do it on an audit that you know it's gonna be settled. You know what I'm saying? Where you can flex that character a little bit. Where you
I was thinking of doing it at the lake where people walk around in a circle in this lake, and there's tons of signs saying how you should behave because of coronavirus. I was thinking about going around and being like, the camera is just the problem, you know.
Right.
The
Well,
camera gives away the character that
like
you're
the
doing
vid-
something weird.
like the video we did 15 minutes before the riots. That would be a good place to do it. You know, in a setting like that, a park, you know, some of the social setting, even like a strip where they have the outside dining areas
Yeah,
where people eat.
yeah.
Uh,
Kind of stand there and observe as this like passive aggressive compliance person.
right. But yeah, you was going to talk about, you meant to ask me about Big.
Oh yes, that's right. What about Bitch Richmond? I thought the video that you did at the farmers market today was like a little bit of Bitch Richmond, but you were saying no, that you didn't go into it until the end.
Nah, yeah, to the end when I approached the, did I put that up? Yeah, that's up. My fault, yo. That's the live vid. My fault. The live video of me being at the farmers market where cameras everywhere. There's several videos at. He's asking me about my character, Bitch Richmond. Bitch E. Richmond, ladies and gentlemen. I did those were two characters in that video, and the first who took up majority of the time of the live stream, that was just like improv, just I approached it because I seen, it was raining. There wasn't too much activity going on. Everybody seemed chill, fall back. I know they was towards the end of their shift and wrapping up. So, I've learned not to rock the boat so much. I don't have to. So I just said, well, instead of me just doing a walkthrough, which would be kind of boring, especially because it's a live stream. Let me just go into character, and I just started off by saying, hey, how you doing, and it turned into a little pitch in the voice, and I started reading comments. I get my ideas from the viewers, those who are sensible. Oops, those who are sensible, and somebody said he sound like Rain Man, so I played off of that, and then when I left, I transcended into Bitch Richmond, and I announced it as well, and that's when I seen the police officer.
But why? Why did you go from? Why did you decide to go into this character at that moment when you saw the police officer?
Because I was already in the character, and I felt the first character, which really doesn't have a name or any kind of title to it, I felt as though I used him enough, and it was good to. I was already in character, so I said it was good to switch characters.
So you just switched over real quick.
Yeah, just switched over because people don't see Bitch Richmond too much. It was live, so why not? And I was already in character, in mood or whatever. So that's what happened.
So what's this character?
And I was lit.
So explain this character then.
So Bitch Richmond Bitch Richmond comes from two aspects of my life. I got a friend. Shout out to my man Boo from Philly. We always used to play with each other as far as who was scared, who would get scared faster. Like if we were walking down the street and we had a gunshot, blah, 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 blah. Oh, you a bitch, and we'll laugh off of that. That was the humor we got off of it. And then we started saying, calling each other bitch boy. Hey, bitch boy, just playing with each other. Anything we could do to degrade each other was fun to us, especially like pointing out our insecurities, like fear in the hood. And it was a real thing that we did it. It was funny that we did it because it was real, and we were able to acknowledge it. So we would call each other bitch boy and stuff like that. And years later, when I went to prison, I ran into a guy. We took to each other, and we had kind of like a similar relationship, and we would shoot tags out. What we would do in prison is called bid. We would bid, and bid is basically you doing your time off of somebody else's expense. Okay, so if I gotta do these 6 years, I'm gonna sit back and look at this motherfucker right here, man. Did you see that fake? Did you see them just go up in with him? You know what I'm saying? And excuse the language. Yeah, I did almost say that, but that's how they talk in prison. You know what I'm saying? That's the language. So we started calling each other bitch Richmond, and then we started calling other inmates in jail bitch Richmond because we would just sit back in the day room and watch what was going on. Like a guard would come and curse one of the inmates out because he had his sheet up on the door too long, and we noticed that he's supposed to be a tough guy, but he ain't got nothing to say when the guard comes through. So that's bitch Richmond right there. You know what I mean? So it was funny that we would say it to each other, and I just thought about it one day. Actually, it was when I did the Oasis video in Boston, the first weed dispensary that opened in Boston, and I had bought some product from out of there, and the bank was up the street. And the first time I ever debuted Bitch Richmond was at the bank in Grove Hall in Boston. And I just came up with the idea because I actually didn't smoke for about 45 days prior. So I was with keeping them liable, and I rolled up and I said, go ahead. I said, go in front of me, start recording. I said, I'm just going to do my own thing real quick. And I came up with Bitch Richmond. And, I just think, he's not out there like that. People don't really see him. But I think it's a good character when it comes to throwing police off, when they want to ask you your name or any kind of snowflake. They want to ask you who you are. You tell them Bitch Richmond because they really don't know how to reply to that, how to respond to that. And it throws them off at the same time. Like, wait a minute, ooh. Why is he so confident to tell me that his name is Bitch Richmond?
Bitch E. Richmond.
Bitch E. Richmond. Okay? So, like, it's all about when you doing this auditing thing, when I do this auditing thing, it's all about, it's a mental thing to it, too. You got to learn how to control the situation. And just me telling you my name is Bitch Richmond is going to throw you the fuck off.
So on that note, Mr. E asks, do you have any advice for a newbie in the recording business? I want to be as effective as possible. So you're pretty much talking about one thing you do. You take a character, you have a strong frame.
Watch my videos and learn what not to do. Number one.
What's that?
I mean, I can
watch my videos and learn what not to do. You said
so. Like I'm human. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna answer that question fully. I'm human, number one. So, I can get triggered too. You know what I mean? I got emotions. I got feelings. You know what I'm saying? So, I've pushed the envelope to the point where I shouldn't have got locked up because I know I didn't do nothing wrong. But as an auditor, and for my sake and my safety, I may have pushed the envelope a little too far at times.
right. So you would say like know your limits.
Know your limits.
Because different people are into different styles.
Not only that, you got to have a knack of reading an individual that you encounter. Whether it's a police officer, a private citizen, you got to be able to read that person within the first 10 seconds of encounter. You got to watch the eyes. And I don't know how to tell you how to do that. You just got to have that kind of knack. Me, I think I know it because I'm from the streets. I know how to read a person. I know what they feeling at the time. If they want ready to jump or if they're ready to run away, I could pick it up. You know what I'm saying? So, like, you got to know who if you going to have somebody in your frame, they come in your frame, and you choose to keep them in your frame because they came in your frame, you got to know how to deal with them. Especially the police. You got all different kinds of police. You got nervous police. You got tough guy police. You got indifferent police. You got the good police, the bad police. You know what I'm saying? When I say good, they mean they're good to you, but they still trying to, work for the blue blood system to get you, locked up or whatever. So you got to know who you dealing with. You got to be able to read that person. You know what I'm saying? You got to know how to back off. You
definitely know how to talk to the people from the streets because you're talking and filming people that I don't think they would tolerate me doing the same thing,
Man, it's like, how you gonna tell me I can't record? You know what I'm saying? Like,
so let me just tell this to the camera real quick. The Resistance wanted to go film, and he's like, he told me, okay, take me to the hardest place in the city to film. He's like, the hardest place, like the place, like, where you wouldn't even really want to film because you might be in danger. And I took him to that place, and then he started filming and went. I don't know, you just went all in pretty much, just the same as you always do.
I look at it from a few aspects. Like, first of all, people want to see, where it's rough at here in this country. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't come out. A lot of people don't see what's going on. Excuse me, y'all. A lot of people don't see what's going on in these inner cities. It should be seen. There's a contrast of the way people live here in this country. You understand what I'm saying? And yeah, they know about it, but just as much as they put Hollywood in our face, Beverly Hills, all the nice places in this country to live at, and we gotta see that on these commercials and on these movies and stuff that we watch, then guess what? I believe that the inner city and the impoverished areas should be seen as well. And yeah, it's a rough job to do it from the inside out in these cities, but guess what? Somebody gotta do it, and I don't have no problem doing it. Like when my videos start, I might be from the start of my videos. I'm like, damn, he all up in these people's face or whatever. But that's just the cut that I went to. A lot of times I'm just holding out my camera. I'm not even recording until I get the reaction. And yes, people say you're looking for a reaction. You right. I am looking for a reaction, and I'm hoping it's the positive reaction. Because if the positive reaction, I'm not there for no more than 5, 7, 8 minutes. You think what I'm saying? There's no business for me to be there. But if I get negative reaction, you got to see it. You have to see it. I believe it's right. You got to see the negative reaction because the negative reaction that I receive, your mom can receive. Your grandma can receive. That's how I feel about it. And nobody don't like nobody messing with our moms or grandmoms. So,
Well, they gotta be very tolerant, you know?
we got Wolfie on. Wolfie!
Hey, what's going on?
What's up, bro?
Wolfie?
Yo, what's up? Is that Garris?
Yeah, you live right now. We on live stream.
Oh, what's up, Joe? Cameras?
What's up, man?
Not much, man. So just got back from Philadelphia. Philadelphia, from what I've seen on TV, compared to Philadelphia went the hardest that I've seen in the last 2 or 3 days, except for Minneapolis. Minneapolis been going really hard.
Yeah, I see y'all burning cars and stuff on Broad Street and shit.
Blowing up cars, yo. Car parts are flying
Yeah,
like
real
50
quick. I gotta
feet
put
in
this
the
in
air
for
across the street and shit. I'm like telling everybody, hey, when these cars explode, watch out for parts, and you don't want to get rain fire on.
Got
I'm
Wolfie
sitting
on.
here explaining to
Got
people,
Wolfie
hey,
on the
when they
phone,
charge
y'all.
and shit happens, I say, yo, back away slowly, don't trample, don't stampede. That shit was going hard, bro. Nobody could stream because everybody was using different streaming services from different platforms all at once. And the cell phone towers couldn't handle that shit. We were trying to figure out why. I thought it was because my battery was overheating, but it was because people were fucking. What was that? New York? Shit, I want to see some Philly fucking clips in the news. Yeah, dude, like, there was 5 cars burning on fire at once between the municipal building and City Hall.
Wait a minute, hold on for a minute, Wolfie. All right, y'all, we
15
got.
people chiseling
Wait a minute, hey, Wolfie, hold on for a minute. You on live stream, so everybody listening to you, I just want to let them know. We got Wolfie on, y'all. He talking about what's going on in
I'm gonna
Philly.
tune in after I'm done talking too, so I can see what you guys are talking about. What's up, everybody? I can't see you. I can't see your comments right now, but I'm gonna go navigate while I talk, dude. I was.
Surveyor Raw. We on Surveyor Raw.
Oh, you was Surveyor Roll?
Yeah, we on Surveyor Raw channel.
Alright, I got you on, but I'm muted so I can see the comments.
All right.
Hell yeah. So, I'm on there. What's up, everybody? I can see your comments now. Alright, so, we started off with a peaceful intro to the gathering. We were at City Hall. I did static recording on it. Oh shit! A cop fucking ran over somebody in New York. Holy shit! So
Classic.
So it was like really peaceful. It was a bullhorn and shit. The organizers were setting it up, and then we started walking towards the art museum, as everybody saw in my live stream. James Madison, all this live stream. There was people out there giving away from Black Lives Matter, giving away free water. I'll get to that too. Black Lives Matter was the best, loving people. I got some good footage of Black Lives. James Madison Alls was given serious lip to this cop who pushed his bike into him, and he was giving him an earful. And then the Black Lives Matter guy came over, put his arm around him, and said, "Just let it go, man. You know how they are." And then rubbed him on the back and shit, dude. Like that sums up Black Lives Matter movement. Was the most caring. They were helping everybody who had tear gas in their eyes, throwing milk and water down them and shit. The Antifa crowd was there. They wanted to just burn down the world. Black Lives Matter was doing it too, but just to the cops. Like when we were walking back from the art museum, some white kid started spray painting onto like a private business. Before we got back downtown to City Hall, Black Lives Matter, he spray painted. So the white kid spray painting Black Lives Matter. The black dude from Black Lives Matter came over and said, "Yo, get the fuck out of here, dude. It's not where you spray paint that shit. We going to the police, right? You do it over there." And that dude scrammed off and got lost in the crowd real quick. We walked down Broad Street and got to a point where we were stopped with lines of force and shit. At that moment, already, the two Black Lives Matter, two of the orchestrators of it, they were so cool. I guess they were boyfriend and girlfriend, had the same T-shirt on and all that shit. We're stomping down the roof of this cop car, smashing right in front of the cops, smashing in the fucking cops are like 5 or 6 feet away from just letting them do it. I guess that was their initial plan. Just let them do that as long as they're not fucking hurting nobody. But our shit, because our taxpayer dollars are gonna fix that. So they were letting that happen at first. So these two fucking cop cars getting stomped in, smashed up, doors ripped off, and then some guy comes up with a flare and throws it in there. It burns. Cops are trying to put it out with fire extinguisher. It just gets too big. I'm like, better have like 15 fire extinguishers to get that bitch out.
Hey, what about the Mayor Rizzo the Mayor Rizzo statue? You said they tried to tear the Rizzo statue down, right?
This happens right after that. So anyway, they set these two cars on fire. Boom, boom, gas tanks blow, fucking car parts everywhere. And Southeast PA and I had lost James Madison audit at that point. So I call him after. I'm like, all right, the job's done here, I guess. So I call him up, and he answers. He says, I'm on the other side. So we meet up with him. It's bullshit happening. Antifa people try to put their hands on James Madison Audit's phone and shit. Our live streams couldn't work at that point.
They tried to take James Madison's phone?
They were just touching it. She was putting her hand on it. She wasn't grabbing it. She was just shielding her hand, touching it, though. Right? And we're like, don't do that shit. So a Black Lives Matter, a woman from Black Lives Matter comes over. Dan stepping up to him, like, what the fuck you gonna do, right? And then the Black Lives Matter woman came over, get the fuck out of here. You're not even knowing what this is about anyway, right? And we're like, yeah, you're not here for the right cause anyway. Get the fuck out of here. These little midget motherfuckers, you'll see it. I got it on video. I couldn't stream it because everybody's streaming too much at once. Everybody was getting their stream killed. So we were like, moving on. They're like, let's burn down City Hall. And they started moving. I'm like, oh shit, this is gonna be dope. Which I knew they could never do. It's too big. They would just douse out the flames on each part that was burnt. So, but we wanted to see it. And then we went down that way, and instead of everybody going to City Hall, they went to the municipal building across the street. Started trying to tear down the statue of Frank Rizzo and shit. There was 15 people chiseling away at it. They're yanking it. Somebody's got a guardrail where they're putting it into the hand that he has up in the air, and they're trying to use it to, like, pry the shit down, and everybody's working together trying to get it. Like, wow. So then, in front of the municipal building, they're guarding it right at the doors, and they have this, like, guardrail, like, 20 feet in front of them. Eventually, that shit all got knocked over, and everybody rushed up on them. They got scared in front of them and shit. That's where James Madison had lip with that guy, and the Black Lives Matter guy came over there to say, come on, man, we're with you, brother. Like, it was awesome. So then, after that, the MRAP vehicle came up, the SWAT vehicle, and they're pushing tear gas out at people. So the people are taking their signs and they're pressing their signs up against the holes that they're shooting this tear gas at. Right when they start to shoot it, they press it up flat against it, and it goes right back in their truck. And they're getting pissed. They have a truck full of fucking tear gas. They had the lid open on the top, but that doesn't help too much when it comes to that tear gas. And then people are throwing big ass barrel freaking. The big cones you see on the highway, the big trash can size ones, throwing them all over this freaking MRAP, and then people are taking road work ahead signs and covering their windshield with them, talking about, if you don't want us to see, we ain't gonna let you see. You know, so the MRAP vehicle scrams. They're like, they're ghost. MRAP vehicle's like, fuck it, this ain't working.
Hey, you put that up already?
James Madison Audits put that one up. That clip.
Hey, he's still down there.
No, well, he's down in Philly, but he's probably sleeping right now. He's taking the plane
Shout outs to
tomorrow.
James Madison, y'all. James Madison, he got in contact with me
Dude,
2 days ago. I think it was yesterday, as a matter of fact, because he thought I was in Philly. But yeah, if y'all know about James Madison, subscribe to his
he's
channel.
legit,
He
bro.
puts out good work.
Yeah, very
He's the
good.
dude on the scooter. He's the dude on the scooter, and he rides around and he do his audits, and he puts out good work. So y'all subscribe to him. But go ahead, Wolfie.
Yeah, so where was I at? Oh, yeah, the MRAP ran away. They ran him off. I'm like, oh, they ran away to MRAP. I got all this good footage of people pouring water and helping everybody out and shit on their eyes and stuff. It was pretty messed up scene. It was a war zone around City Hall. And then, so the MRAP vehicle leaves. There's all these people hurting from it. But they fought back, man. They left. So then we go across the street, and we're in the street at JFK Boulevard in front of the Rizzo statue. And finally, the line from the front of the door started to make their way to the Rizzo statue and kind of halted them from continuing to take down that statue. And they stood there. Somebody starts messing up a fucking vehicle. The first vehicle over there that starts to get messed up by City Hall. It's a white, like, Chevy Cavalier or something. They start smashing it. Again, the Black Lives Matter people were like, no, it's not a cop car. Do it to the cop cars, right? And then they're shouting, it is a cop car. So apparently it has WG on the license plate, and I confirmed it. I have it on video. And that was the first one they vandalized at City Hall. So it's the third vehicle that they vandalized. At that point, shit had slowed down a little bit, and we decided, hey, let's go do a lap around City Hall and see what else is going on, go grab some waters. So we go grab some waters, we come out with billows of smoke around from where we left from, where they started vandalizing that car.
So Wolfie, what is looking like right now in the city of Philadelphia, like in the City Hall area and stuff?
I'm trying to speed through the story real quick.
All right.
We get around and we see the 3 cars on fire. Shit's blowing up everywhere. It's unbelievable. Billows of smoke. It's like a war zone. It's like carnage. And we're like, yo, what the hell? And shit. Anyway, skip fast forward. What was your question?
What's going on right now? Like after all that went down, like at this time.
All right. So after all that shit went down, the shit was on fire, and people saw on James Madison's one of his live streams and shit. They were trying to show a force at City Hall and shit. We were running out of battery. We went to go fucking chill out in Dan's car for a little bit, and then go back to his hotel to charge up and come back. So we went to go do that, and then we were waiting for an Uber. We would leave Dan's car there because he already paid for the day. And if he came back, you had to pay more. So, got an Uber, 10-minute Uber and shit. And we start to see the looters, right? And we're like, oh, fuck. And this is at, like, 17th and Chestnut. They're smashing the freaking Nordstrom rack and stuff. I'm like, I'm not. I filmed a little bit of it, but I filmed some. I didn't want to film too much of the looting and shit for multiple reasons. One being that the police can definitely take my camera from me, if if they see me there recording it while it was happening as evidence.
True, that's true.
Another being, I don't want to be outnumbered by these looters, and the third being that it was fucking too sad, and nobody wants to see looting. No one wants to see cop cars get exploded, So, anyways, so we walked down a couple blocks and got to try to get an Uber and shit. But then the shit was spreading blocks. And then all of a sudden we're like, oh, Uber's 7 minutes away, right? And then it was just flooded. The whole streets were flooded. Everybody was stealing shit, man. It had stacks and stacks. Like 5 boxes of shoes one guy had walking down the street. Nikes. The Nike boxes everywhere, right? After the fact. So, all right. So that all happened, and we went back to the hotel. So I can fast forward a lot now to tell you what your question is. And we came back. They had put this curfew out, 8 o'clock and shit, mainly for like the looters and the rioters. And we came out to challenge it. And And we did challenge it, and they shut down all the trains and buses and all sorts of shit. And you couldn't get to where the looters were anymore to see what the cops were doing to the looters. Everything simmered down. There was no more people blowing up cop cars or burning down shit around City Hall. That was taken care of pretty much. It was now they were working on the looters. So that's where we're at exactly right now. They're probably still working on the looters. And the last I heard, there was a fire at 17th and Walnut going on.
All right. I'm gonna have to.
Behind where we couldn't go because the cops are blocking off the market district.
I'm gonna have to catch you on that one. Good looking out on the update on Philly.
No doubt. There's a curfew. You can't get into Philly from anywhere. You gotta go all the way out the way to go to either Commodore Barry Bridge or to Coney Palmyra Bridge, and go the long way around and come back if you live in Philly.
All right. Well, much respect for you being out there. Shout outs to you, James Madison, Southeastern PA, and be safe out there, bro. You know.
Yeah, no doubt. I'm gonna end this call and watch your live stream, bro.
All right, thank you, Wolfie.
All right, bro.
All right, guys, man. Much love.
Yep, same here.
Peace.
See ya.
Same to you. All right, y'all. My fault. That was Wolfie. He had his little piece to say about Philadelphia, my
Sounds pretty
hometown.
intense, right?
Yeah, might be a good thing I wasn't there.
Yeah, that's what they kept saying on the stream. They're like, "You should be here. We need you here."
But I was in Boston.
Yeah, that was Cuban Labo was saying that.
Yeah, I was in Boston, and I didn't even. Philly just came out of nowhere. I'm like, oh man, but it happened here. Like you said, it was destiny. How it just came to me like that. Well, it came to us, and you dropped me off, and the situation popped off in Seattle last night. I was there to deliver to y'all real news, no fake news. Not edited, it's not chopped up, no voiceovers, straight real news.
No voiceovers like my videos. I got voiceovers on my videos.
Yeah, but your voiceovers, they straight up though, Shout outs, man. Surveyor Raw, cameras everywhere. If y'all don't know, now they know, right?
Yeah, they know.
Now they know.
They know. I think.
It's still gonna be a couple of them that don't get it.
Yeah, there's always a few.
But yeah, man, this was a meet and greet, y'all. I never really sat down, with people to talk about who I am, why I do what I do. And I hope I answered, most of y'all questions. I'm gonna do this on my channel as well. I think it's needed, but being as though I'm out here in Washington and Seattle, I think it was a good, way to premiere it on Surveyor Raw's channel / cameras everywhere.
Yeah, the best thing to do is really go through, read the comments. I like read the comments,
Yeah.
and you can actually, it is kind of weird to have a conversation like that. It's kind of weird for us because we're having a conversation, when we're supposed to be, but they're having a conversation.
Right.
About
and
us having a
it's
conversation.
hard, y'all. It is hard to pay attention to the comments. I be trying my best, but when I'm out there, I'm in the mix, and I be trying to show y'all everything I can see. And I be trying to pay attention to y'all. I be trying to shout out to y'all. But, it be a lot going on. So I just ask that y'all understand that. I'm not ignoring y'all. Because when I go back in the comments, I be seeing people be saying hi to me, what's up, where I'm at. And I be missing like 20 comments at a time. But listen, what I do is real. Cameras everywhere. What he do is real. Like, we out here, when we got this camera in our hand, it ain't no joke. Ha, 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 look, I'm recording, whatever. No, these people have the ability to call people that's going to break your ability. You dig what I'm saying?
And they will call them as soon as you don't comply
Right.
with the
So when
smallest of requests.
But yes, and when we out here, when I'm out there recording, y'all see me in the reflection in the glass or whatever, and y'all might be saying, what he looking at? Why is he looking down that way? Or why I'm waving my hands or whatever? Yo, it's all about deflection. It's all about me turning my head watching what's going on, see if the cops is coming from 3 blocks up, see if they about to pop this corner right here. My head is on a swivel. You know what I'm saying? Because I gotta see them before they come to me. You know, I'm not looking for them to come so I could get a clean getaway. No, I'm looking for them to come to see what kind of approach they gonna give, how they gonna approach me, and how I'm gonna stand clear enough but still get a clean shot. Because a lot of times y'all say, yo man, stay still or whatever. I be moving. No, I be moving because they be trying to create that. They be trying to create space less than personal space. You think what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Less than 6 feet. And they'll flip it around on you and say that you the one that was up in their personal space. Or being during this time of day or this day and age, less than 6 feet.
Yeah, they always flip it around. They're disorderly, and they say you're being disorderly.
Yeah, I got a video, up at Darby video.
It's all false reports, man.
He
There's so many
charges
false
he
reports.
charges at me from like 20 feet away, talking about don't walk up to us. Do not walk up to us. But he's marching at me. I'm like, I ain't walking up to you. You walking up to me. But he was triggered from my commentation when I said, all right, y'all, we got these township tyrants out here doing whatever they want because it was a car parked right in the middle of the sidewalk. And I approached them about it. They was triggered because I approached them about it. And it just went off from there. It just set off from there.
Okay, this will be the last one, okay? This is from Messiah Coming. What is your worst moment, like when you feared for your life or something?
So there's an arrest vid. There's an arrest vid that I didn't put out. And the reason why I haven't put it out is because it may not compromise the case. But I'm not going to help them. Okay? I'm going to wait till this thing is signed, sealed, delivered, and over with before y'all see it. However long it takes. It's not really that important. When y'all see it, y'all see it. You know, it's actually already up, but y'all just don't have the access to it. But it was an arrest vid from a little over a month ago. The first arrest that y'all really know about, and it wasn't actually what happened in the video. It's what happened after the video. Because when I was pulled out the car, they put my coat over my head and they bent me over while I was handcuffed, and I thought it was over with. I'm like, okay, I'm exposed. I'm not able to defend myself. They could ram my head into it. It was rushing me in through the rear of the police station. And as they was rushing me in, I'm thinking, all right, they could just keep pushing me full speed into whatever brick or metal wall is in front of me. You know what I'm saying? I did time in prison. I know how they play in prison. You know, correctional officers, they get down. And it's not too much of a difference from police officers. You know, what I will say is they didn't do none of that stuff that I thought they was going to do. You know, they bent me over, they put my hood over my head, and they rushed me in, and they placed me on the floor. And, you know, they don't want you, they want your body to be, when they're arresting you, like, no matter if they violating your rights or not, they want you to comply, which means not only do they want you to listen to you, but they want your body limp. They want your body soft as a teddy bear. They don't want no aggression physically, mentally. They don't want none of that.
No tension.
Right. So because I feel like I was violated, and I'm like, what the hell is y'all doing? And why is you locking me up? And yeah, I'm not just gonna let no cop slam me to the ground. It's always going to be that automatic reaction where I'm going to tense up. But just that little bit of tense, they'll drag you into that police station. And just because you're showing that little bit of aggression, even though you're not in the wrong, they're going to have you on the ground and they're going to make sure that you're calmed all the way down to here before they proceed with anything. And that's what they did, right? For what though? I'm a black man with a camera. That's all I was doing from the jump. We know why, because those Boston cops can't stand me. They don't like me. So, to answer the question, that night when they, from them taking me out to the car to putting me into the police station, and they put my hood over my head and bent me over for them 13 to 20 seconds, yeah, I thought it was a wrap for a minute. Thank God they ain't even play like that. And I guess I gotta, from my welfare, on that part, I gotta give them a check on that. That's just real rap, because it could have went the other way. I couldn't have came out that building. I could have had 5 or 6 tyrant cops bending me over with my hands cuffed, with my arms cuffed, my wrist cuffed, and the hood over my head, bent over, and they could have thought about it differently and ran my head into that brick wall once I went into the building. It can happen. Look what just happened in Minneapolis. Look what happens every other year throughout the country. It could have happened to me.
Yeah, that's deep.
But it didn't. And I'm going to still continue to expose. That's what it is, man. It's the resistance, man. I'm here. I'm in Seattle, Washington. I'm with my man cameras everywhere. We lit on a live stream. You see me. Y'all see me. If y'all never see me now. But, I'm out here on the West Coast, y'all. I'm leaving soon. I had a good time out here. Real good time. Washington is nice. Like, even though we got the upset last night with the riots, I like this state. Never been here before. Never been nowhere near Washington, the Pacific Northwest. It is nice out here. If y'all can get a chance to come out here and see it, come out here for real. As soon as I hit the airport, people were receptive. Hey, how you doing? Like you know how your city is as soon as you hit the airport. How receptive people are. You know what I'm saying? How they act. So once I hit the airport, I'm like, oh, okay. I mean, different breed out here. And, up until last night, I was upset, because of the live video. But, other than that, I had a great time out here, man. Met some cool people, Cameras everywhere, gave me a tour all around. I had a good time, man. Thank you, bro.
Yeah, no problem.
Yep.
And that's it. We're going to cut it off, guys.
Good night, man.
Thank you for watching.